Paratus, the company that is changing the game in delivering quality and unlimited networks to businesses in Namibia, is now powering our Game Changers series. And we're talking to some of the people at Paratus who think big and are helping to take Paratus to the next game-changing level. Rolf Mendelsohn is not only the Chief Technical Officer of the Paratus Group, he also doubles as CEO of Paratus in Angola. Rolf's boundless energy, elephantine memory, and resolute determination all combine to make him an adventurous African game changer of note. Rolf, welcome to Game Changers.
Thank you very much, Script. It's a pleasure to be here today.
So, who is Rolf Mendelsohn, and what makes you the person that you are today?
Well, I grew up in Namibia, and then I finished my schooling at Pretoria Boys High, and then I worked here for a couple of years and went to Angola. At the age of 20, we went to Luanda on the 23rd of February 2003. And myself and a couple of our colleagues, Barney Harmse, Miles October, we started the business. And Miles was walking in front of me selling solutions, and I walked behind him kind of implementing. In 2004, we managed to get the company registered, and then in 2005, we actually started as an ISP, initially providing services in Luanda, but then also later on traveling elsewhere in the country, for example, Luena. Mm-hmm. And back in those days, there were no commercial flights, so we had to take military flights, Antonovs, and they don't have any seats in the plane, and it's not climate controlled. So as the plane goes higher and higher, it gets colder and colder. And then when the Russians land the plane, when they open the cockpit, then you smell the smell of vodka and cigarettes. But at least you've landed.
Yeah. Rolf, give us a brief insight into your early years with Paratus as one of the co-founders.
Well, we had a lot of energy and a lot of ideas in those days. We set up the company quite quickly based on Unix systems, FreeBSD, Linux, and Cisco. And then we did the first wireless network in Luanda in August 2005. Sorry, the first WiMAX network. We then did the first MPLS network in Namibia for a major financial institution in 2005, and a number of other firsts.
So what would you say drives you to keep pushing the African boundaries of the company?
Well, there's a massive need and requirement for proper infrastructure on the continent. So we see this in Namibia, in Angola, Zambia, and elsewhere. A lot of the infrastructure is ailing and actually needs to be repaired or replaced. And then also you've got newer technologies such as fiber, which replaces copper, and such as 4G and LTE that replaces older wireless systems and so forth. So there's a massive demand for data and for quality infrastructure, both for consumers as well as for businesses. The other thing that we have invested quite heavily in recently is data centers. We're busy now with the fourth data center that we're building in Windhoek, and we're going to complete our Lusaka data center in July, this coming July, and then the first two in Luanda. And we're also looking at opportunities in the data center space elsewhere on the continent.
Mm-hmm. So, Rolf, how do you stay ahead of the competition?
Well, I try and read a lot, and learn things from my colleagues and from suppliers and so forth. And I think if you have to look at competing with the competition, probably the easiest thing to do is just work a little bit harder. So you work 10%, 15% harder. All other things being equal, you're going to be more successful than the person sitting next to you.
Mm-hmm. Now, with that said, what is your biggest goal for Paratus at the moment?
Well, I would like us to expand our footprint into some new markets. So we're looking at opportunities in West Africa and elsewhere. I mean, at the moment, we're in 6 countries on the continent: Angola, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa, Mozambique, and Zambia. Mm-hmm. And we'd like to be in at least 10 in the next couple of years.
So you speak Portuguese fluently as well. So maybe this next question you can answer in Portuguese and maybe then give us a translation as well. What is your belief of the future of Paratus?
Eu acredito que nós temos a energia e a paixão para ser bem-sucedido no continente e para ser a rede de qualidade da África.
Which means?
I believe that we've got the passion and the drive to be successful across the continent and to be Africa's quality network.
Interesting. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Rolf.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me here today.
And that was Rolf Mendelsohn, our Paratus game changer. Thank you for joining me and Rolf Mendelsohn. Stay tuned for our next game changer, August Hangara.